Hey Brickheads, Scott with 36 Bricks here, taking a look at the LEGO Ideas Motorized Lighthouse set number 21335, 2068 pieces of pure movable awesomeness. Let's check it out. Alright guys, so I am super excited about the progress of this build. We have done quite a bit to this, and I'm hoping to pretty much finish it up all today. There's a couple things that I'm not a fan of. I just feel like a lot of it's super small. But all in all, I really love this build. It looks great. It's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to check it out. So I'm going to switch things over and kind of show you a brief detail as to what I've done so far. So we are going to be starting bag, I believe bag number 8. And this is the progress so far. So it's taken us about 5 hours to get to this point. A little slower. I'm a little slower on this because the first 2 bags, all the motorized stuff and getting that all situated, you know, I'm a bit stupid for that stuff. But everything as of this point, everything works. You know, it lights up. It spins and all that kind of fun stuff. So, pretty excited about that. Pretty excited about the progress that we're gonna make. So let's check it out.
Hey Brickheads, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you click on all notifications. That way you get up-to-date information on when I post. Don't forget to comment and reply to others' comments. Consider donating to the channel because every little bit helps and goes right back into the channel. Check out my other social medias, Instagram, Facebook, as well as head on over to Twitch Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hang out with me while I live stream, and we talk about current events, LEGO, and much, much more.
Alright guys, so super excited about today's progress. I actually did 2 streams today. One in the morning and then one in the afternoon just to finish this thing up. I got to like just the end of bag 13, and after this morning's stream, wanted to rock it out and get it all together. So overall, here is the build, guys. I mean, this thing is pretty big. I mean, it's as big pretty much as my torso. I would say a good size. I like the height. I will say that I'm not a big fan of how narrow the actual lighthouse tower is. I feel like it could be a lot bigger, and my plan is to modify it and try to see about doing that, if I can make that work. And I feel like the house itself is just way too small. It's just way too small. So I will be probably working on that to see what I can do. This might just be a separate build. Not sure if I should raise this up 1 floor and put this on top of the house and just expand the size of the house, or what I want to do with that. But overall, I want to say I'm happy. I'm really happy with what it is, and how it works. Everything about it makes sense. Everything about it works. I mean, I really love how it turned out. There is, of course, some part fluffing going on. You know, there's quite a few instances. I could probably say that they could easily narrow this down to 2,000 pieces flat versus 2,065 pieces. I honestly think that there's a good 65 pieces of fluff in here. But at what 10 if we're averaging 10 cents per part, I mean, that doesn't take off much, but it still takes off a good amount. Yeah, I mean, I really like the build. Now, a lot of the techniques, I mean, if you look at this thing, the rock work around the entire thing is epic. It's amazing. I love rock work. The house itself, everything about it other than its size is on point. The tower itself, everything about it other than how wide it is on point. I could honestly say I don't even need to modify this if I really want, like, I kind of just really want to, but for the sake of doing it. But I mean, I could live with it. If I had to live with it for what it is, I could totally live with it for how it is. Like, no issues, no problems, any of that stuff. I know it's a little hard to see. So the problem that I have is, as you can see, like, the tower is where my face is on the desk. So I can't stick my camera under it. Not without, you know, taking it slightly apart or something along those lines. I do wish the tower itself was modular in that, like, you know, it came apart on every step. You know, basically, you know, say this was one, and then this was one. That way, if you wanted to transport it and take it apart, you could. I wish that was the case, but of course that's not. And I don't know if I could technically do that. I do understand not having it that way because the wiring going through, you know, that would hinder the wiring. Like, how would that work? But yeah, I mean, everything about this is on point. I mean, so want to, you know, basically start it up here. I've been reviewing this basically ever, you know, the whole period, but you have a nice little treasure trove cave here. Really like that. I like the colors all the way around the rock work. I wish there was a little bit more olive green or something, you know, just some wedges or something like that around the rock work. But overall, I like the change. You've got some sand color in there. You've got some light tan. You've got some sand green. You've got dark bluish gray, light bluish gray. I mean, all around the rock work. You also have, you know, some pieces, some trans clear pieces that showcase the hitting of the rocks and all of that. So, I mean, all in all, it's great. The build itself, I love. Now I'm gonna switch out and I can kind of show you this. So if I pop, and it's again, it's a little difficult because of the cameras, but I can pop this off, okay, and show you how this looks. There's a lot of details in here that I absolutely love. I mean, you've got a clock, you've got it looks like a map, you've got a wood burning or stove in here heating a nice little teapot. You've got glassware, you've got a fish up here. Oh, you can't even see it. Shit. Okay, scratch that, redo that. Okay, so this is going to be a little hard to see as far as the tower, because I mean, like I showcased before, you can't really see because the tower is at my face and the cameras are right here. It's right alongside, but this is about as good as I can get it. So if we pop this off, the interior is exceptionally well. I mean, you've got a nice little desk here. You've got a printed clock. You've got a like a map of some kind down here, which is really cool. You got, you know, a wood burning stove, heating up a teapot. You got some, you know, kitchenware, cookware. You got some, you know, glass and all that. You got a nice little bed. Bed is pretty small. It's literally built for one minifigure, and that's really tight. You've got a fish above. You've got some paintings and all that kind of fun stuff. So that is cool. I do wish this was a little bit bigger. Even 1 or 2 studs would make a huge difference. I do love how the door swings open and shut. That is definitely a major, you know, plus. Really like how that works. Really also love the angle of this. You know, because you know, I love it's not just a square, you know, on a square. It's, you know, it's catty cornered. The greebling on the outside, I know it's hard to see, but let me do it this way. You can kind of see here you know, the greebling work. Really love how they incorporated that. And the shutters. I personally think it's a little weird that only one of the windows has shutters. I mean, we have a shutter here, and literally none of the other 3 windows or 2 windows have shutters. So I think that's a little weird. There should have been shutter. If there's shutters over here, if there's shutters over here, then there should be shutters over here. Sorry, I thought I knocked off some pieces. Ultimately, I mean, I really love how it looks. I mean, this is, I would definitely call this a top tier, top 5, you know, of all time Lego sets. However, I do feel that it is unfair to rate it that way, because it is a average person designer. It's a Lego idea set. So I think that's a little bit unfair, but that's just me. Continuing on with the roof, I love the roof outline. We got a printed tile, which I think is weird because the others, like the stickers, could definitely be used in other builds, but this they decided to print on, and that I can't see where they would use that tile again with that name, Aurora Point. So that's a little weird to me. It almost seems like it should be the opposite, where this is a sticker and the other pieces are printed tiles. But all in all, there's not many printed tiles in itself. So, or sorry, not many stickers, I should say. I mean, even with the rowboat, you know, this is a sticker, and that's understandable because how often would you use that name? But having this as a printed piece, although I love printed pieces, I'm not throwing shade at printed pieces. It's just interesting that they chose that as a printed piece versus the others that probably could go in other builds, if that makes sense. But all in all, we can take a look at the inside here. So I'm going to pop some of these side panels off to kind of show you what we got here all the way through. So I'm going to try my best to not break this apart. So one thing I will say that I found kind of weird is the fact that, so on the lighthouse, you have the ladder on this side for the first floor, ladder on this side for the second, third this side, fourth this side. So it's kind of interchanging. So logistically, trying to figure that out is a little weird as far as like if a person was to, you know, move up the ladder. It's a little bit weird. As you can see, there's pretty much no details whatsoever inside. The first floor here, of course, you have an axe. The top floor here, you have, you know, a wrench. But outside of that, there's no details inside here, which is a little disappointing, but I get it. So now to the big question. Okay, we're going to pop those back on. And the big question is, you know, do I have it to where the lighting works and the motor works and all of that? I mean, did I mess it up or did I get it right? I, of course, already know the answer to it. But in order to showcase the answer, I've got to switch things up, shut off all the lights. So I'm going to do that now. That way, because it is a lit. This building is lit! Alright, so as you can see, the mechanism is inside the cave. And voila! So that is, I mean, you can kind of see it on my face as it goes around. How the light works and how it's motorized in that it rotates around. And again, you can see on my face how bright it is. It is a little difficult to see if I was to bring it back here, how bright it is. But from this standpoint, if I switch gears and show you the city view, and then come over and show you it, you can see the light is moving. You can definitely see the light is moving. So, and onto the walls, which are, again, probably a good at least 10 feet away in each other side, you can actually see the light hit the wall. So that's cool. As far as the light on the inside of the build, if I bring it over here, you can't really see it. To be honest, like if I switch here, you know, it shows a little bit, but if you open the door, okay, it's gonna block the light. You can't open the door and have it. It shines a little bit more, but it blocks the light. And then if I show you this way, you'll see the light a bit better. So let's do the main. So again, this is a little difficult because like literally the lighthouse is so tall, you know, you can see it right where my face is, right? So and that gives you an idea of what the light looks like, you know, and how it rotates. I really like the, you know, how they designed that. But if we take the roof off, okay, see how the door, you know, the door should almost swing the other way, but you can see how bright it is when the lid is when the roof is off. But when the roof is on, it's not really all that bright. I almost want to see if I was to, let me see how this works. So I can probably pull that light out, okay, because this is a compartment. Pull the light out, and if I just took off this bottom panel, let's see how this thing looks redesigned this way. So if I was to take the light and actually shine it up, yeah, see that's it doesn't really give it justice. You can see it in the one window, but you can't see it in all the others. But you know, yeah, I mean, everything about this totally makes sense. Again, there's a little bit of part fluffing, can't help that. It happens a lot. But ultimately, oh shoot. I love how this build is. I mean, everything about it makes sense. Everything about it works. And I don't mean like a functional working. I mean like it just makes sense. Everything about it. Other than, as I said, I feel like the house itself is absolutely too small. I mean, we're talking 6 studs. Vehicles are bigger than this thing. I mean, what is it called? The Speed Champions style builds of this are bigger than this. I mean, because they're typically 8 studs wide. This thing is literally 6. So I'm a little disappointed in that. I mean, even 1 or 2 more studs would just give it something else. I also feel like there should be a rug in here of some kind, just a little bit added flair. I know it seems like it's nitpicky. I can't say enough positive things about this build because it is just that epic. I mean, if you have the money, go out and get it, especially before it retires, because I honestly think once it retires, it's going to be super hard to get. I mean, and that should tell you, like, honestly, if you have the money to get 2 of them, you know, wait until, you know, buy 2 of them, wait until, you know, the price, you know, basically it retires, and then I can almost guarantee you you're gonna double or triple your money. This is definitely a set that you could that would be an investment. Okay, so let me turn back on the lights, and ooh, I look good. Should I just, you know, I look good. Yeah, baby. This lighting is nice. No, I'm just kidding. I'll edit that out. Don't worry, guys. Alright, so all in all, super excited about the build. Now, again, recap of what I want to do with it. Okay. I am thinking of taking out the house completely. Well, I'm not sure. So I'm not sure if I should expand the house. Let me put it up against here. I'm not sure of whether or not I should just expand the house to the entire rock face and then put the light on top of it, which the issue with that would be the wiring distance between the underneath side. I don't think the wire would be long enough because it just reaches that light. So if I rose it up 2 inches, I think the wire wouldn't fit right. So I'd have to replace the battery pack and all of that if I did that. But I'm actually thinking of taking out this house altogether, putting it on a different rock piece, and then or a different space, and then just expanding this to the entire, mountain of rock or whatever you want to call it. I think that would be cool, and making it rounder. So not exactly sure if that should be the route to go. All in all, though, I don't think that I actually have to modify it or change it. I mean, it looks great the way it is. But what do you guys think? What should I do? Should I leave it as is? Let me know in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoy these kinds of updates. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next time on 36 Bricks.
Ooh, this one's cool. Check this one out. I agree, that one's cool, but this one's awesome. Ooh, I like this one. I just can't stop watching. Well, I like them all, and I'm gonna subscribe. Can you do the same? Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on 36 Bricks.